On the evening of Sunday, January 11, 2004, Terrance Williams headed to a coworker's house for a party. At the time, Williams did not have a valid driver's license, and the registration to his vehicle had expired. Williams, who was unable to find a ride to the party that day, decided to drive himself there anyways. When Williams did not return home, Williams's roommate, Jason Gonzalez, grew concerned and decided to contact Williams's mother and express his concerns of Williams not returning home after the party. Gonzalez said he last spoke to Williams on the phone on the evening of Sunday, January 11th, before he headed to bed. Terrance Williams, who was originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and a father of 4 children, had recently moved to Florida so he could be closer to his mother. After not hearing from Williams's family decided to contact police and file a missing persons report. Shortly after Williams' family filed the report, Williams' aunt decided to do her own searching and was able to track down Williams's vehicle, a white Cadillac. Williams's vehicle had been towed from the Naples Memorial Cemetery. On the tow report, it states Williams' vehicle was obstructing traffic and was signed by a Deputy Steve Calkins of the Collier County Sheriff's Department. Once Williams' family received this report, they immediately contacted the Sheriff's Department, only to discover that Deputy Calkins never filed an incident report, nor did he file an arrest report. Williams' mother decided to contact the employees from the Naples Memorial Cemetery, where her son's vehicle had been towed from. Employees there told her they had witnessed Deputy Calkins pull Williams over and ask him for his identification, to which he did not have. The employees there also told her they had witnessed Deputy Calkins pat down Williams before placing him in the back of his patrol car. Before leaving with Williams, witnesses also told her Deputy Calkins had asked them if he could leave Williams' vehicle parked inside the lot. 15 minutes later, Deputy Calkins was witnessed returning to the cemetery to move Williams' vehicle from where it was parked to the side of the road. Williams' keys were found on the ground next to his vehicle. Once Williams' family heard these statements from witnesses, they reportedly called the Sheriff's Department asking to speak to Deputy Calkins. When Williams' family could not reach Deputy Calkins, dispatch contacted Deputy Calkins and asked him if he had arrested Terrance Williams and if he had towed Williams' vehicle. But when asked by dispatch, Deputy Calkins claims he has no memory of making any arrest or having any vehicles towed that day. A few days later, Deputy Calkins' supervisor asked him to submit an incident report. When Deputy Calkins submitted his incident report, it stated that he first came in contact with Williams at 12:15 p.m. after he noticed that Williams' vehicle was in distress. Calkins claimed he followed Williams to the cemetery parking lot and that Williams asked him for a ride to a nearby Circle K convenience store because he was late for work. Calkins claims after he dropped off Williams at the Circle K, Williams told him the paperwork to his vehicle was in his vehicle's glove compartment. Calkins claims that when he went back to Williams' vehicle and discovered that the proper registration was not in the vehicle, he felt deceived. Calkins says he called the Circle K from his work-issued phone and asked to speak to Williams. The clerk at the Circle K allegedly told Deputy Calkins that Williams did not work there. Deputy Calkins then claims he called in the license plate number and found that the plates were expired. Further investigation revealed that phone and surveillance footage shows no sign of Calkins or Williams ever being at the Circle K, and that phone records also show no call was ever made to the Circle K. Investigators interviewed Circle K employees, and no witnesses could place Deputy Calkins or Williams there that day. Eventually, Williams' mother filed a complaint against Deputy Calkins. Shortly after, the Mexican consul in Miami contacted Williams' mother and told her about a man who disappeared in a similar matter as her son. Felipe Santos, a Mexican immigrant, had gone missing 3 months before Williams. Santos, originally born in Mexico, had been living in the U.S. for 3 years. Santos came to the U.S. to work so he can send money back home to his family in Mexico. At approximately 6:30 a.m. on October 1st, 2003, Santos was on his way to work with his 2 brothers when he was involved in a minor accident. Deputy Calkins responded to the scene. Calkins had cited Santos for reckless driving and driving without his license and for not having insurance. Deputy Calkins placed Santos under arrest, and that was the last time Santos was seen. When Santos' boss heard he had been arrested, he called the county jail to post bail, only to discover Santos was never booked. When Deputy Calkins was questioned about Santos, Calkins claimed he changed his mind about arresting Santos because he was polite and cooperative, and he dropped him off at a Circle K. 2 weeks after the incident, Santos' family filed a missing persons report and a complaint against Steve Calkins. Calkins was later investigated, and he was cleared of any wrongdoing. Suspicion was cast on Deputy Calkins when a recording to dispatch requesting a tow to Williams' vehicle surfaced and revealed conflicting statements. In the recording to dispatch, Deputy Calkins describes finding Williams' vehicle abandoned and blocking the road. Calkins is also heard in the recording saying, "Maybe he's out there in the cemetery. He'll come back and his car will be gone," in a joking manner. Calkins was also heard using inappropriate language during the call, describing Williams' vehicle as a homey Cadillac. When Calkins was questioned about the recordings, he insisted he was only joking, and when Calkins was questioned about the witness statements that he was seen moving Williams' vehicle to the side of the road, he claims he only moved it to try to assist the towing company. 20 minutes after requesting a tow, Deputy Calkins requested a background check on Terrance Williams. Deputy Calkins is heard giving an inaccurate birth date, and he is also heard giving a date Williams had previously given sheriffs when he was arrested before. These recordings contradict Deputy Calkins' previous statements that he never knew Williams' name or any personal information regarding Williams' identity. Because the case involved a deputy sheriff as a main person of interest, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and the FBI were called to investigate and work on the case. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement and FBI used various techniques to investigate, including placing a GPS device on Calkins' patrol vehicle. Cadaver dogs were also used to survey the areas the GPS identified. Calkins' patrol vehicle was also turned into forensics for investigation, but no evidence turned. Calkins was eventually fired from the Collier County Police Department for providing conflicting information about Terrance Williams and Felipe Santos' disappearance and for not cooperating with investigators. The disappearance of Terrance Williams and Felipe Santos went cold without any leads for many years. Then in 2012, when a number of national programs began covering the case, TV channel Investigation Discovery covered the case on one of their shows called Disappeared, and it got the attention of celebrity filmmaker Tyler Perry. Ever since seeing the show, Mr. Perry has since been vocal and very active, even adding a $100,000 reward for any tips or leads, which he since has doubled to $200,000 in 2013. But as of yet, no one has come forward. Mr. Perry also went as far as announcing a wrongful death lawsuit against Steve Calkins in 2018, joined by civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump in the suit. The lawsuit was on behalf of the family of Terrance Williams. Mr. Crump also volunteered his services to Felipe Santos' family to seek any answers and justice after so many years. Williams' family are hoping this will lead to a criminal case against former Deputy Steve Calkins, who currently resides in Iowa and has since been subpoenaed and required to give a sworn testimony about the encounter with both men, which led to their disappearance. As of this video, the lawsuit is still active.